What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back. Sooner Surge live show on this Thursday night. Hope everybody's doing good out there tonight. Got some news to talk about. Obviously, you had the OU softball comeback in dramatic fashion. I'm sure we'll be talking about that. You have football to talk about when OU gets 4 games announced as far as game times and TV destinations for those games. So, lots to talk about tonight. No Thunder game tonight, so not Thunder don't play again, Jerm, until next Thursday. Just kind of sit back and wait and see who they play because that series is still going on. It looks like it's going to continue after tonight. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Great Thursday. Sooner softball. They continue to do things that seem unimaginable. Only storybook scripts can have it, Hollywood scripts, yet they do it game in, game out. Nyjari Kennedy almost had a perfect game tonight. Wasn't surprised they beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss, sorry, you're not going to beat Kennedy. But it was huge for OU to get the win first of the first game in the Women's College World Series, though. That's massive.
Oh, huge to get that first win. And you know what? I'm going to just open it up with this. A lot of people specifically, we know OU's playing Texas on Saturday in softball. You're going to already hear it. Mike White whining about OU having the home field advantage. But I'm kind of getting tired. Like today, the Tennessee coach was kind of whining about it too. And I want to say, you know what? You were 1 out away from beating
one
OU.
Strike away almost.
1 strike away from beating OU 3-1. What did the crowd affect you when you were up 3-1? No, it's only when these teams lose.
It's bad when they do that, Jay. You know, I have an idea for you. Walk Ella Parker. Not a difficult decision there, Karen.
Like, who's the hottest hitter in softball right now?
Well, Ella Parker's one of them, Jay.
So you have a base open. You have a base open, and you have a redshirt freshman behind her. Like, come on, coach.
Nellie Mack would have done it too, so it doesn't matter.
They very well could have, Jerm. Very well.
Hey, Knicks and Pacers going game 6.
Correct.
Hey, I saw Sooner fan who said it, but very likely that maybe OU Michigan could be game day.
Well, very well could be, probably will be. And do you see the game time is 6:30 on ABC? I think we all know what that means. That's going to be Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit probably announcing that game. But you get the first 2 games, guys, at night. 5 p.m. opening night kickoff, 6:30 second game against Michigan.
A little cooler temps in the evenings at least.
Hey, and I see Chester on here. I got to bring up Chester because Chester, if anybody watches the show, Chester has been saying for weeks upon months, almost all year, about OU facing a bunch of young quarterbacks and not quarterbacks that maybe aren't as good. Well, I don't know if you saw the video that I think J.D. Pickle put out, but talking about OU will have the better quarterback in 10 of 12 games this year with John Mateer. And then Jim Nagy quote tweeted that and says, this guy knows ball too. So I give it up.
What were the 2 games? Nussmeier?
What's that?
What 2 games did Pickle say they wouldn't have them? Probably Nussmeier and Stellers.
I didn't watch I think it was Sellers, maybe. He could see Sellers being ahead of Mateer, and I think it was Nussmeier. He didn't even have Manning because he said the experience. But
yeah, now Sooner Cowboy. Yeah,
I wanted to talk about this too. Yeah,
Tube Show's not the only one. There are several pundits or those that are talking about how good OU's D-line is. So that's exciting too. You got quarterback position, D-line position going to be near the top of the SEC.
I did think it was interesting, and I love Cole Kublik in his shows that he does. I think he's great. I think his YouTube is great. During the season, I think his stuff's great. The fact he said number 1 and it's not close, I'm pretty excited about that because he knows what he's talking about, I think, for the most part. So that's got to get you excited if you're a Sooner fan.
Hey, Daniel, you're absolutely right. When OU wasn't winning, when it was in OKC at Hall of Fame Stadium, no one said a darn thing.
That's right.
And Karen Weekly has talked about how great the environment is when they're winning, but when they lose, she has to bring up the fact that there's 9,900 and something fans. And by the way, she just answered why it's there. The stadium holds way more than any other softball stadium around, so please.
Jerm, I think Pickens is outstanding pitcher. There's been
She's
a lot of
phenomenal.
people. There's been a lot of people saying maybe she's a little cocky. Do you see it?
There's cockiness, but I think all greats have it. And I'm going to say what Kevin and I with Fanstop were talking today. OU's got some cockiness in him, but it's a classy cocky. They're not doing it at the other team. But I think Pickens is great. Now, Kennedy is on the same level as Pickens, Jay. I don't think she's – to me, they're about the same. They're about the same.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're both pitching really good. Pickens pitched really good. I mean, you just get one more out.
So did Sam Landry.
Yeah, she had some errors. I think that if Pickens gets Parker out and they win 3-1, everybody tonight's talking about how great Pickens pitched. But now it's an after.
And how OU couldn't hit when it mattered most. They were 0 of 11. Instead, they were 1 of 11, and they're unbelievable.
Now, Colby TS says, I wouldn't say it's a huge advantage, but certainly not. I agree with that statement. I agree with that.
It's not a disadvantage, but it's not worth talking about when it's there every single year. Like, everyone already knows this going into it. And Daniel's also true. What OU has done in the softball world is similar to what Tiger Woods did in the golf world. Period.
Well, you can't compare. I
can tell you this.
You can't compare that.
Oh, I can, Jay. Nigeria.
It's different.
Listen to me. Nigeria, Kennedy, Jay, needs to thank OU for her $1 million because she wouldn't have got it had OU not been.
Well, I mean, there's that, yeah.
And Greg God, are you kidding me? You're saying you hope OU loses? Wow. Horrible takes, dude. Sorry. You know how
Jeremy, why are you saying that he doesn't like softball? Like,
to cross your fingers and hope they lose is bad.
He doesn't like softball. Hey,
we can talk football. We can do that too.
This is a pretty funny comment.
Yeah, her name's Karen. Her name is actually Karen.
That's a great comment, Chester. Great comment. Italian Stallion says, I was at the game. You should have seen all the text messages cheering on Tennessee. When she hit the walk-off, you should have seen the heads go down. Yeah. Hey, Italian Stallion, it's not just the Texas fans. There's not one fan of any other team in that's watching any of the World Series that wants OU to keep advancing. Nobody wants that. Nobody. Only OU fans want that. They are the evil empire per se. What's this XP? I don't understand. I saw Chester say something about that. Am I missing something? What's that about, Jerm?
What do you mean?
Well, I saw Chester put something about XP, and then Aaron says, what's this XP?
I don't know, Jay. Is there something on the screen that's different?
No. Purple XP is what Chester said. I don't know.
Oh, there's someone on here named Purple XP, I think. Maybe they're responding.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe I missed it. Because they're winners, Chuck. That's right. Hey, Jerm.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it means extra point, but it's a ranking in the chat.
Oh.
Can't see that.
Oh, I can't see it. That's why I'm.
Yeah, everyone wants to see greatness fail at times. But, man, this team continues to step up. It's unbelievable.
Jerem, a lot of people, before this came out today about the game times and stuff, I think there were a lot of OU fans that wanted that Michigan game at night. They wanted it prime.
Why would you want – you would want every game at night?
I think there's some fans that like 2:30 games. You know what games I kind of like? I like 2:30 games. You know why? It's not too early, but then afterwards you can still go home and watch a bunch of football.
Did you did you just read Goldilocks and the Three Bears? My goodness. It's not too early. It's not too late. It's just right. My goodness. You're talking about the porridge? The porridge that's just right.
6:30, September 6th is just right to me. That's perfect game time. And we're gonna find a lot out about Oklahoma in that game because you know what? This defensive line that everybody's high on, going against probably a quarterback that's making a second career start, very young. Greg God says night games are best. The other thing is this. Did you hear Brent Venables say? I think George Stoya put this out, talking about Jacoby Johnson. He's just absolutely loves Jacoby Johnson. I mean, we've heard that
I'll
before.
see it when he plays on Saturdays, Jay.
We've heard that before. So I'm interested. Has he made some strides, Jerm? Maybe he's made some strides this offseason.
No reason OU should not be undefeated going the Red River rivalry. I mean, you got Auburn at home.
Auburn and Michigan are the two games.
Yeah, I mean, they should be. If they're not undefeated, it's not going to be a great year, Jay.
Let me ask you this, and this is for the chat.
If they're not undefeated, it's not going to be a great year.
Hey, let me ask you this. If OU's undefeated going into Texas, in your opinion, where are they ranked for that Texas game?
17.
You don't
maybe
think they
maybe 13?
Will Texas have a loss, Jerm?
I would say between 13 and 17.
Do you think Texas has a loss by then?
Don't they go to
Ohio State?
Yeah, they'll have a loss at Ohio State.
You think Ohio State's win that game?
I just said they'll have a loss at Ohio State.
I don't know, man. Well, I'm not ready to pick those games yet.
I agree, Daniel. Terrorize the man. Terrorize him. Hey, 918. I think he's starting. You don't pay $18 million for a guy to sell.
No, I don't think that. I think they could not start him, but I think he's going to start. I just think they're going to play him. I may be dead wrong. I've been known to be wrong a lot of times. So,
Platone, I get that Ohio State has no proven quarterback.
I'm picking.
Does Texas have a proven quarterback?
No, but I think I'm picking Texas in that game.
Yeah, I'm asking Platone. Does Texas have a proven quarterback yet? Now, they have a quarterback who knows the system really well, who's uber talented, and that could definitely be his coming out party, where he just shows everyone he's the real deal and should have been playing over years. Or it could not happen. It could not happen.
Yeah. Hey, you also got baseball tomorrow. OU baseball in the regionals, 4 p.m., I believe. So a lot of stuff going on.
Hey,
what's that?
Yeah, I said Malachi Witherspoon getting a start. Yeah, I did see the video of John Mateer watching the walk-off.
You know, this is not talked about very much, but I got to say it. And Colby's, he's right. Don't forget Jim Knowles. They got to replace him. And a new OC.
Oh, they've got a lot of replacing, Jay. Texas has some pieces too.
Jay picking Texas. Water is wet. There we go, Mass. There we go, buddy. You know what I do, and I'll never change. I pick who I think is going to win the game. I don't care who the team is. I'm not like, oh, I can't pick Texas to win the game because I'm an OU fan. I don't play that. If I think Texas is going to win, I'm going to pick them to win. Doesn't mean I like Texas. Just because I pick OU to lose a game doesn't mean I'm not an OU fan. Okay, I've been down this road.
Hey, 918.
By the way, this is a really early prediction. This is what? May 29th, and I'm saying this. A lot can change before the game, okay?
Hey, 918 says Larry Johnson been running that defense.
Correct.
No, Jim Knowles ran the defense.
Well, I think Johnson had a lot of say.
Larry Johnson has a lot to say, but Jim Knowles called it.
Yeah, I get that.
There's a lot of, calling a defense is not the same.
Well,
you got to know exactly.
When you're that talented, it's not like they're going to have, they're going to have some kind of nuances that are different, but they still should be pretty good. Just because you switch an OC and DC, unless it's like OU and you go from Levy to Seth Luttrell at OC. That could be a problem. Saw that play out in front of our eyes.
Hey, I understand, and actually, the reason they won, one of the reasons they won the title is because Jim Knowles got control, and Larry Johnson. I've got a buddy who's knows about everything about that situation, a lot about it, and says, yeah, Larry Johnson had to take a step back, and guess what happened? They won, and Jim Knowles was elite. So I think it's both. It's both and, but.
Colin wants 11.
Just because a guy has been around a defense and had his hands on everything doesn't mean he's a great play caller on defense. there's a lot of people who always want to talk about offensive coordinators and play calling. There's also play calling on defense that a lot of people don't even talk about. The right blitz packages.
Colin says, I want 11 a.m. for OU Texas every year. Give the people what they want, corn dogs and beer at 8 a.m. and out of Dallas before 9. I like the 2:30 kick, but I know a lot of people like 11 for that game. I like the 2:30.
What about it? No, this Ohio State guy. In fact, the Ohio State guy said Knowles wasn't going to OU. It's a different guy, not the source of who I was talking about.
Percent chance that at least one of the Gibson wide receivers is ready week 1. Now, real quick, let me preface this, and I want to ask a question, Sooner fan. Are you saying at least one is ready or one is starting? Two different things. Ready and playing are two different things.
Well, one for sure is going to be ready.
You think one's going to start game 1?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I'm
ready.
And
I think they very much both could be ready, Jay.
Mess. Let's go back to those days, man. Those days were great.
Those were some fun times, man. Hey, what was the BV report about the Gibsons? Wasn't it just he really feels good about it? Basically,
he's very optimistic. Yeah,
I mean, that's smoke and mirrors, man.
And I kind of agree with these numbers that 918 throwing out there. I don't think there's any.
I would say higher than 0%, but
for Giovanni, game 1? No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty low.
Oh, I mean,
this is a great question.
I didn't say it wasn't low, but 0% is impossible.
Hey, it's not impossible. 0%.
0% is no chance he's playing, Jason.
And is that impossible, Jeremy?
0% is impossible, Jay. That's what he's saying.
It's not.
If I say there's a 0% chance someone's winning or someone's playing, then it's impossible, I'm saying. What are you talking about?
0% chance is what 918 saying that he's not playing, Jerm. That's not impossible to say.
918 saying it's impossible that he's playing.
Okay, 0% saying he's not playing.
0% is impossible, dude.
The way you're wording that sounds not right, but whatever.
I would say more like 5% or 10%.
Hey, Chester asked a question. How many games will OU be favored in realistically?
That's Colin, not Chester.
Colin. Chester said 9, though.
They won't be favored in Texas.
That's 1.
Even if Texas loses to Ohio State, I think they're favored over OU.
At South Carolina, where you got?
That depends on South Carolina.
It depends on OU too.
At home, they're not
at Alabama.
They're not going to be dogs at home unless they just play badly.
At Alabama.
Yeah, it could be a dog there. I would say at most probably 3 dogs.
Have a good one, Chester. Thanks for being on here before work. Colby, has Dolby had any injury updates? I haven't heard a whole lot. You know, he's done his YouTube video.
Just that he's practicing.
Yeah. So what's up, Robert? Bama, Texas, LSU, maybe Carolina. Maybe so on those.
We're going to open the phone lines, but I'd ask that you do us a favor. Hit the like before we open these phone lines, and please check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. They have elite products, great apparel, different things. You can sign up for your favorite package as far as Shirt of the Month Club, a short sleeve. Jay's wearing one. I've got one on. They're different colors, different designs each and every month, and it just gets sent to your house. Half the time I forget that it's coming, and then there it is, and my son or my wife opens. It's like, oh, man, I like that one. Oh, next month. Ooh, I like that one. That's yeah, you like them all, okay? Because it's the Fan Stop, and it's elite, thefanstop.com. Use code SURGE, get 10% off your first 3 months. There's the link right there. You see it, StreamYard link. Click that. Dolby is good. He has posted multiple YouTube videos of him practicing. Yeah, we know. OU football players in YouTube does not usually translate into great things. And someone asked earlier, Jay, about tight ends. Josiah Jefferson is a guy that's been offered. Jim Nagy's retweeted something. He's 6'5". Would I be upset if they got another tight end? No, I wouldn't.
Well, I'm. You know what? I've almost I don't until I see some tight ends out there playing. I don't really know what to think about the tight end room, to be honest. Hey, I think Knicks may come back and win this series.
If they win in Indiana, they're probably winning Game 7, Jay.
I think they may win this series. I don't know why.
It's a worse matchup for the Thunder. The Knicks are. I would rather play the Pacers.
I'd rather play the Pacers too, I think, Jerem. So I'm hoping Indiana can win the next game because I think.
But seeing SGA in Madison Square Garden would be fun.
Yeah. I mean, NBA probably wants a bigger market there. New York's the biggest market you can get.
Absolutely.
I heard a stat today. I don't remember if I remember. Let me see if I can find this. But it was pretty wild. Let me see if I can find it.
Let me ask you a question, Jay, about the Thunder real quick. And we'll get back to OU football in a second. Jada. Better piece than a James Harden was at the Thunder?
Oh, yeah, because he is doing what – yeah, he fits what they're doing. And none of these guys are wanting to be the guy like over at SGA. I think he fits everything they're doing. So, yeah.
Platone, who we know has given us great medical information before with his background, says there's not enough info to make predictions on Giovanni's injury. It depends on too many factors. That is not public info, such as what type of hardware was inserted, any damage to the arteries, nerves, etc. Hey, he's talking way over my head, but I understand what he's saying. Yeah, there's just too much that we don't know.
That's right. And Chuck, you're right. Welcome to the party, baby. Let's go party. Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, listen to this stat. This is going to just listen to this impressive stat. This is from Ben Stinner. I just want to say who said it on Twitter, but just listen to this. I had to read it a few times. Since 2012, it's 13 years. 13 years NBA. Oklahoma City Thunder have made the NBA Finals more times than the Los Angeles Lakers. The Oklahoma City Thunder have had more MVPs than the Boston Celtics, New York Knicks, and Golden State Warriors combined. Small markets can't thrive, ? That was the tweet. That's a wild stat.
It's a wild stat, Jay.
In the last 13 years.
Absolutely.
I just thought that was good. I mean, you think about it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They've had some players in Oklahoma City since 2012. You talk about the guys that have come through there to play. Unbelievable. So, Gentry Williams back for Texas, Ron says. Who knows? That's another one. I talk about tight end. Another one is injuries with Gentry Williams. We've got to see what he's going to do when he gets on the field. Yeah, they've been great. Been great. Small markets have won. So.
Is Jim Nagy now, listen, I'm not comparing Jim Nagy to Sam Presti. I'm saying for OU, is he going to be that type of guy? Is that kind of his role, building the team? I think it is.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
I mean, Mark Dagnall is not saying who he's got to have. Sam Presti does it. That's kind of what Jim Nagy needs to be doing.
Yeah, and I don't think they're losing Sam Presti to anybody. I think he's going to be around for. I mean, don't forget. I
don't think he's a hypocrite, Jay.
Well, don't forget where he came from.
San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he's a hypocrite where he's going to go chasing some money.
Now, Colin says, for Venables and the OU staff, they felt they had other more important needs in the portal. They chose to spend their money elsewhere, like running back Jaden.
Hey, I'm going to change one of your words here, Colin. Instead of saying they felt they had other more important needs, I don't think they is correct. I think Jim Nagy did. He. I'm not sure it was a they thing, and I'm okay with that. Daniel says if Josiah Jefferson has an upside of Tony, that won't be a bad get. I agree. There's a lot of good things to like about someone whose last name is Jefferson.
Hey, speaking of like, are they related?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, the reason I ask is I saw a tweet that is Ben and Casey Wallace really related? Are they?
Jay, it's not his dad.
Okay, I saw a tweet rolling around. I'm like,
my oldest son was looking it up because I made a comment when I saw a tweet, and my son was like, I don't think he is dad, but
I don't either. That's why I'm saying I think people are falling for it. I don't think he is. Hey, what would you say on this? Well, how would you answer this question? Don't go off what the numbers say. Just tell me what you think.
Of what? Oh, the question is, I thought you were asking a question.
No.
Is San Antonio considered?
Your thoughts,
yes.
Not what the numbers say.
Yes.
You think it is?
I do.
It's not very far from Austin, dude. I don't know if I consider it a small market. I might do a mid market.
Dallas is a big market. Houston is a big market. San Antonio is a small market, Jay.
Small or mid?
It's not big, so.
It's not big, but do you say it was small or do you say?
Yeah, I say small.
Okay.
I say small, Jay.
Little bro Jefferson.
Does OKC get rid of Joe and some others and try to trade up and get a Jeremiah Pierce backup point guard? It's possible.
Possibly. You know how many picks they got? They got 2 first-round picks this year.
Yeah, they're unbelievable, Jay.
I mean, they are set for a while.
Mastermind, Sam Presti.
Yeah.
Phone lines are open, everyone. Give us a holler. Tell us what you take. Give us your take. Hit the like. Supers are open. Phone lines are open. Likes are available to smash. And if you don't do any of those, it's okay because we're going to still be here talking because that's what we're about. Just chatting up with all the Surgeaholics and the fan base that's out there. Anything and everything. It's kind of been a smorgasbord all night, and we'll keep it that way unless you want to focus on one specific thing. One thing we could turn our attention to, Jay, SEC pulling from the NCAA in 2028. You got that.
That's not happening. That was a fake tweet.
You got talk. Ross Dellinger's not fake. You got talk of how that's going to look in a couple years with NIL and NCAA holding certain things where this can only happen. There's just a lot out there, Jay.
Hey, I know what we can talk about. I want your opinion. If SEC goes to the 9 conference games and they want to play a Big Ten school, do you agree or disagree?
I saw 9 and 2 Big Ten schools.
Okay, but do you agree or disagree? Nebraska has to be on there for OU every year if they do that. I'd want the Nebraska rivalry back. If they're going to play a Big Ten, I don't want to play Northwestern. I don't want to play Rutgers. I don't want to play
like going to Chicago.
Purdue. I don't want to play Iowa. Give me Nebraska
Iowa every night of the week.
No, give me Nebraska every single year.
Nebraska football means nothing to OU, Mez says.
I'm saying as a fan, I would like
it. Okay? Jay, but you're also speaking as a 47-year-old fan. A lot of people these days don't even know who Nebraska is.
Well, the younger fans, real young.
I wouldn't say real young, Jay.
Minnesota. I forgot about Minnesota. What does he do all the time?
Row the boat, man.
Row the boat. Row the boat.
Are you shocked he didn't get a bigger job, PJ?
I thought he'd be gone by now.
I did too.
What's the other team?
I want it every year because in the end it can hinder you if these teams are really good too. Like what would be the purpose in doing it? Money?
No,
why does OU need to go play a Big Ten school every year?
Well, it sounds like the SEC wants to do that. That's what it's about. And because they want to.
If you're going to lock 4 SEC teams in the playoff, the top 4, I'm in. Do it.
Hey, you saw what Marcus Freeman said, right? About the USC rivalry.
Yeah.
I have to say, I like Freeman. I like what he said. I think it's cool. But he's only saying that because he's at a Notre Dame and he's not in a conference.
No, absolutely is.
Like people want to get on Lincoln Riley for not wanting to play that game. Why should he play it? Why should any Big Ten team want to go play Notre Dame? In fact, if I were some of these schools, I'd just say we're not playing Notre Dame. Make them get in a conference, man.
Mark's got a point. Matt Campbell, and PJ Fleck both missed out on big-time jobs. Hey, Ben says San Antonio issues. Yeah,
I'm with him.
You asked my opinion, Jay.
Yeah, and I think your opinion was wrong.
I considered a small market, Jay, and
your opinion was wrong.
And let me say something right now, Jay. If 4 SEC, I think 4 SEC. Look, I'm doing the 4. Fourth man in the fire. This is OU. Fourth man in the fire. Fourth man in the fire. Hey, and speaking of man on fire, I've got just a big shout out to the Platoon 20. Platoon 20, you're the first caller on every Thunder Live.
True.
You're here you give medical info, you give great knowledge, you state your opinions each and every night. You call in, you support us so many ways, and I just want to say just very sincere thank you, Platoon 20. Seriously. That's big time, man. I really appreciate that. I know Jay does as well.
Yes,
our channel appreciates you. Thanks so much. Yeah, I cannot wait to the ups and downs. Hopefully more ups.
That's what I was going to say. Hopefully
a lot of people I've talked to, Jay, are excited about this season because of just the possibility of the defense, the possibility of having an offense finally. What I was saying, Jay, and again, thanks, Platoon 20. Thanks so much.
Man. Really.
Hey, Jay. 4 teams, if they were to guarantee 4 teams in the SEC to playoff, let's say, I'd go play anyone non-conference. I'd schedule 3 different.
I don't, Jerm, I kind of disagree with you on that.
Top 4 teams go from the SEC.
Jerm, 4 teams is not, it's like not that many teams from the SEC. Like to go play all these teams, like.
No. If the top 4 out of the SEC conference would go.
Yeah, but you're going to
go before that.
I don't know what that does to your schedule. I don't understand why you say you go play anybody.
Because non-con wouldn't matter. The record in the SEC matters.
Oh, you're saying the top 4 finishers in the SEC?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're saying non-con schedule means nothing.
That's what I was saying, Jay. It would mean something for seeding.
Okay, so let me get preface it.
You're saying in the NFL.
You're saying no matter like the non-conference does like high school football, it's only the conference games that matter. So you go play non-con. If you finish top 4 in the SEC, you're going to advance.
Correct.
Well, yeah, because then it wouldn't. I mean, obviously,
it would only help you because you'd be having stiffer competition.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't think they're ever going to go to that model, though.
Oh, I don't think they will either, Jay. But and then there'd be people saying, "Well, that's not fair. This team played harder teams in the SEC, so it won't happen." I get it, but
hey, Mark, they're going to continue to.
I agree, Mark. I agree.
They're going to get there every year because they don't. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's not going to change. But you know what would help that? Don't play them. Stop playing. I've said this before. If you're a USC, a Michigan, OU, go down the list. Don't play Notre Dame. Make them go play Sisters of the Poor.
Yeah.
Like, just don't go play them. Like, if you're really
I agree, Jay.
I mean, no reason for it.
Hey, also, I was gonna say something to Platoon 20. Send us an email at SoonerSurgePod@gmail.com. I've got something I'd like to reach out and give to you. Thanks for the super too. Just appreciate it. But SoonerSurgePod@gmail.com. Hey, Jay, ACC needs to stop giving them access to their teams.
There's too many teams like right now. Big Ten, ACC. Don't go play. I mean, the thing is, right now though, ACC probably likes it as a non-conference game because they might need that game to get in. I mean, so they
need feathers in their cap, Jay.
Need feathers in their caps. That's correct. So, who wins the ACC? I'm going to ask you on May 29th. Who wins ACC this year? Clemson, SMU. Where you at? Miami?
I've got a team that could be a sleeper as Pittsburgh.
Oh, I don't. I think Clemson.
I think SMU, Jay.
Clemson and SMU are their top two, in my opinion.
Did
I
the
don't
lights
think
just go out at the ballpark?
What ballpark?
The lights are out.
What are you talking about?
Hall of Fame Stadium, dude. Devon Park. All the lights went out.
Jeremy, you're asking me if the lights went out at Devon Park when I'm on a live show.
I didn't know if you had an update. Maybe
when I'm on a live show with you.
Maybe someone can say in the chat, but I just had a notification said, yeah, lights went out, then back on, and then back off again.
Wait, notification from who?
Twitter post or something. Verse, X, whatever you want to say.
Burst?
Verse, X, threads. I don't know what it is, okay?
You don't know where it came from on your phone?
I think it was X, which is Twitter, Twitterverse.
You think? Like you either know or you don't know.
They're on right now.
What's that thing where they used
Ella
to...
Parker turned the lights on Carlin Pickens. I know that. Is Karen Weekly related to Boo Weekly?
Huh?
Is Karen Weekly related to Boo Weekly?
The golfer? I don't know.
Yes.
Look it up.
Look it up. I'm going to look it up. I think they have to be related.
I have no clue. Come on, Jay. You're supposed to have all the answers. I definitely don't. Now, I did get one thing correct. I said Ella Parker would be the player of the game, and she ended up being the player of the game for sure with the Dingers. Has BV done his media day stuff yet? You know, he talked at SEC meetings. I know he talked with like George Stoya and some of the guys that were there. But as far as media day, that's not going on right now. I mean, I don't know. Unless you're talking about the SEC meetings, I'm not quite sure.
No, media day has not happened. He just briefly spoke.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
What's up, Steeler man? Go Thunder. Hey, I saw this today too. If Chet Holmgren doesn't get injured this year, do they get 72 wins?
I think so. I tell you what, it's just you want to know what's refreshing. It's watching the Thunder, a team that has ego very low, share the basketball, defend. Even John Calipari, Jay, did you see this? Was it John Calipari? Or
Rick Pitino. Rick
Pitino has been showing Thunder games to his team. He said he never shows his team's NBA. He's been showing the film of the Thunder because of how good they are defensively. It's so good, man.
Hey, I think this is a great topic, and I think it's a great question.
That is a great point, 918.
And 918 says, why is players collecting NIL views so negatively, but the powers to be wanting to add more teams and games? That is a clear money grab. Not. And I agree, 918. I think it comes down to this. I think it's more of negatively because I think the fans want the big games. They want all that. But the fans whine if players get more money, a lot of them. Now, not all of them. But you know my opinion on this. I'm for the players and everything they do.
I'm for players, Jay. But
no, I know.
By the way, their names are spelled differently, weekly and weekly. Hey, question here from Mez. Does the new director of player personnel, I'm assuming you're talking about Stacey Ford?
Yes.
Do they report to Nagy or BV? I think the answer is Nagy.
Nagy.
And by the way, OU makes these pay cuts, position cuts in the athletic department as they're bringing in a new person in the athletic department. Now, I know this position was already planned for, so that's but they're not going to be reporting to BV. Guys,
I would think
for a player person. I mean, I think I'm going to make a statement here that I think is pretty true, Jay. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I know you will. I know everyone in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong. I think that BV's role has decreased, and he's got one job: coach the team. Get your hands out of the other things.
I think the ones reporting to BV are coaches.
That's it. Coaches and players.
Maybe some other personnel, but I'm saying
I agree, Jay. It'll be one of those things. Stay in your lane. We got this.
Well, we'll see how they do year one here. I'm excited to see with Nagy, see what they do. Nagy hired him. Come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Nagy hired him. You're not reporting to BV.
This wasn't a Brent Venables hire. This was a Jim Nagy hire. So it's exactly who's going to be the boss. Boss man. You can call him boss. I don't like that, but you can call him boss. BV all the way back to just an elite DC. Stay away from the other stuff. We haven't really talked about that, but yeah, he's the DC. We haven't talked about that much lately. It's kind of been, you know what? It's going to be here before you know it. We're into June almost, man. Once July hits, baby, they're doing summer workouts now. Looks like.
Correct me. Say if this is a good statement or not, and if you agree with it.
It's not.
Everyone in the chat,
It's not.
I just want yes or no.
It's not. Yes. No.
Okay, I'm not asking the question, dude. I'm so done with you. I'm not asking it, man.
I just love watching you just
not asking it.
You just crashed out.
The fans can lose out on the question. They don't get the question.
You just crashed out, dude. Come on now.
I didn't crash out.
Don't be like that.
I don't like being. You don't like being interrupted. You interrupt me.
Ask the question.
What I was going to say is this: do you think, in the chat, Jason, everyone in the chat, do you think the fact that BV is now the DC? Do you feel that we're going to get the old BV as far as passion on the sidelines, times when he needed to get back coach? I actually think we're going to see it. I think it's back.
He's still the head coach. Still the head coach, John.
I know he is, Jay, but
I think he's going to be same. He's going to have the same kind of level headedness. The ways I think it's going to be similar to what he's done, Jeremy. I'm not being a bully. I know. People are saying
I'll tell you one reason.
People are saying no.
2 people have said no. Yeah, Jay. People are saying no.
2 people have said
no. You've heard him say, I know I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. I think he wants to prove a point, and he's going to be adamant.
Oh, I think he'll be a great DC. I think he'll be a great DC at it and calling plays. I'm excited about that.
Well, Jay,
Daniel says, how many commitments does everyone think we'll have after next weekend?
Well, there's some visits on the 20th, I thought, of June.
And June 6th as well. There's 2 weekends here, June 6th and June 20th. Now, I believe the guy that just committed, Brian Harris, I believe, moved his to June 20th because he's trying to get Cruel to come.
And I thought someone just said they're not doing a visit now. Who was that? I saw today or yesterday.
Not sure, Jeremy.
918 someone will know it. Hey, how many commitments? I think we'll get 3.
Let me ask this: by June 20th, how many? By June 20th, how many?
I say 3.
3 by June 20th.
Yes.
918 says we have 7 now. I think we may pick up 2 more. So same ballpark.
This is always a mixed bag here. I like man defense. I just do. I wish they would stop playing as much zone, but I just don't think they will because that's his MO.
I think you'll see a couple of things this year. I think you'll see more.
I know you're going to say the 3-down linemen.
3-down linemen. But the zone, I don't think they're going to go away from the zone. I know you don't like a zone per se, but if it's played right, you can be aggressive in a zone. Yeah. You can have an aggressive zone.
There it is. I knew it was a weird name. Tank Carrington, no longer visiting.
I mean, you want one guy to be able to I like zone a lot.
No, you can double guys, Jay. You can double guys. Jimmy says OU's defense will lead in sacks and turnovers, and if they do that, if they lead the SEC in sacks and turnovers, this team's a playoff team. I'm just saying it is.
Hey, do you think over under right now? Over under 70%. Okay, that's your number. Okay. Over under 70%. R. Mason Thomas leads this team in sacks. You taking the over or the under?
I'm taking the over.
Okay. And chat, what about you? Over under 70%. R. Mason Thomas leads the team in sacks. Sometimes it's not the preseason guy you talk about. Sometimes it's somebody else that comes up there and
who would you say then, Jay, if it's not him? You think an interior guy can?
I didn't say I didn't think it was him. I'm saying sometimes a guy comes out that you're not expecting, or R. Mason Thomas is drawing so much help that you get somebody else that gets a sack. You got kind of a mixed bag here. You got over, Okoye, MJJ. Kind of got a mixed bag here, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Halton, man.
Halton. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be. Now, hey, the one that nobody mentions, like he is rarely being mentioned, is Marvin Jones Jr. There's Daniel. Daniel says the same thing. I've never seen a guy who came from a big-time university, who was such a highly recruited guy at a high school, who has all the intangibles. He's got the size, and people are just dismissing him.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think it's all based on his last year. Like before, if this was last offseason, people would be going nuts over MJJ. But it's based off of what he did at Florida State.
And another guy that people aren't talking a lot about is Dominique Williams. People aren't mentioning him. They're mentioning.
You never hear anything about it.
Yeah, they're mentioning Stone, Jackson, and Halton, which deservedly so. But
hey, beep, 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 beep. That's my best breaking news. But we got a hot take here by Chuck. Chuck says
we need a sound for hot takes.
Yes, Chuck says, I think the offense has a good chance of outperforming the defense this year. You heard it here first on Sooner Surgery. But then he said Sooner Surge. Blame it on my thumbs, he says. But hey, I think the offense will be really good to be better. And when you say, let me make this clear, because I want to make sure, because I'm going to dot this for May 29th. I remember you saying this. I'm going to put a note in my phone. Are you saying the offense, when you say outperforms, are you saying they finish higher ranked in statistical categories?
Well, that's defense? What I think is what he means.
Like overall, it's like defense finishes top 20, offense finishes top 10. I think that's what you're saying, but just wanted to clarify.
Now, 918's got a little, we need another hot take.
918,
I don't have my sunglasses. 918, this is shocking. 918 is actually sunshine pumping some and admitting to it. Feels really good about everything he hears about the Cruel recruitment.
Hey, have you watched any of Cruel?
I have not, but I've heard people oohing and on and getting foaming at the mouth and drooling. Yeah.
Hey, the defensive line recruitment and recruiting is going nowhere. It's here to stay with what they have on that staff. I think they continue to get guys on the defense.
And Jay Daniels,
by the way, real quick, which by the way usually means everybody said 4 years ago the one thing they wanted to see OU better at was defensive line. They're getting there, so now you got to get the rest of it together. You got to get the rest of it up to play.
Well, I mean, Daniel's talking about Jones and Williams, and listen, I'm going to say it again: Jaden Jackson, Dominique Williams, David Stone, Grayson Halton, interior, R. Mason Thomas, Marvin Jones Jr., Danny Okoye, PJ Adebawore, Kendall Daniels, Kip Lewis, Kobe. These are all guys that are going to be in the front, not in the back half. If the secondary can just hold up for a few seconds, it's going to be dynamic.
Yeah, you have to have better cornerback play. Hey, 918 says, I think he's our 26 stone. Fasusi has who we're willing to the back. This brings up a great point, and I think you got to agree with this, Jeremy. We don't always agree, but you have to agree with this statement I'm getting ready to make. If you're OU,
we don't always agree, but when we do, it's when you tell me to. Go ahead.
No, if you're OU and you're not going to pay bukus of money, let's say 20, 30 million for a roster, right? Because we've talked about this on the show. Then the guys that you are saying you are going to pay for, you are going to pay whatever it takes to get them. Fasusi, Stone, those guys, they have to pan out when you get them.
Yeah, I agree, Jay.
You can't miss on them. You can't miss.
I agree. And Chuck and someone else said Marcus Strong, and that's a guy that no one's talking about. Hey, go back to Daniels. Jay, you watched some video. I know 918.
I like those comparisons.
So I'm asking you and 918, who's watched a lot of tape. Daniel says Cruel reminds him of a mixture of J.J. Watt and Max Crosby. And 918 says Max Crosby is the great comparison there.
I would say Crosby too, just because either one of those guys is great, obviously, but it's hard for me with Watt, man. Watt is
so and 918 feels good about where they stand with them. That would be huge, guys. I mean, that would be huge.
Clay Bennett seems like a good owner to me, Austin. But
yeah, elite owner.
No, listen, hey, I don't care what people say about
this. He saw the future.
No, it doesn't matter. I don't think it would have mattered with James Harden. I think he wanted to go elsewhere.
Plus, what Benjamin says is right on. He's a great owner because he stays out of the way.
Yeah, but Jeremy, I don't think they were going to keep Harden anyway. I think Harden wanted to be his own man.
Hey, Mac, I think Marcus Strong is a guy that gets five to 8 snaps a game in a meaningful game. I think he can get 5 to 8 snaps.
Hey, the motor stuff, when you're talking about defensive guys and edge guys and stuff, that's a big deal. When you have that certain motor.
Yeah.
Who's had that? Give me the top 5. Let's do this before we end our show here. Give me your let's go 3. Top 3 edge motor guys for OU in the last 20, 25 years. Top 3.
Well, Eric Stryker is number 1. There's no one ahead of Eric Stryker when you're talking about motor from the edge.
Oboe up there?
Downs had a good motor.
Dan Cody?
I mean, Dan Cody was good, Jay, but he's been 20-something years. I mean, Eric Stryker's 1.
English is a very underrated one. That's a good one. I like that.
English is a good one.
Austin English is a good one. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Benito played edge some, and then he moved to linebacker, but he was edge a lot.
Cody was a dude. I
tell you a guy who had a great motor that didn't play edge but rushed the quarterback. Ronnie Perkins.
Yeah, I think I'd go
Ronnie Perkins.
I think I'd go Cody, Stryker, and then probably Oboe. But another guy, I thought Wilkerson. I thought Beal was really good off the edge.
Yeah, Bill was good. Man, you're right, Daniel. Strike's first step, like you knew there were going to be sacks when the ball was snapped. They had no chance on the edge. None.
Do you remember the Tennessee game at home?
Unblockable.
It was like every freaking snap, he was already in the back. It was unreal.
Hey, didn't Dan Cody start out as a tight end at OU?
I'm not quite.
I thought he did. And they moved him to edge. I thought he started on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been a fun night talking all things. I mean, just an elite demonstration of clutchness by the Oklahoma softball team today. I mean, people want to know what it meant because it's not a real word. Well, like Patty said, you saw it today. That was clutch. Also got to say clutchness from Platoon 20 with that super right there. Just super thankful, Platoon 20, for what you mean to the channel. Send us an email at SoonerSurgePod@gmail.com. Would appreciate that. Hey, and really, I want to say this to everyone who's right here, still on this program. You all, sometimes I know we don't get along. We might feel like we're going at some of you, but we do appreciate the camaraderie, the bantering, the family feel of this chat. I don't think there's anything else like it. I'm just going to say that, and I will be biased. I don't care. I don't think there is. It's unique. It's great. We appreciate you all. Please make sure you hit the like before you leave. That helps our channel as well. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow night. Same time, same place. You guys have a fantastic Friday, and we'll see you next time.